Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today's Get Ready With Me is a look that features shiny eyes and a red lippy. I'm going to get started first with my base. Today I am using my Revlon Photo Ready Foundation. I'm just going to apply this with a damp beauty blender. Start with one pump and I build up from there. Definitely want to start light and add as opposed to just slapping a whole bunch of product on and then trying to remove it. That's the easiest way to get cake face. Eventually, I used 3 pumps of my foundation to cover my entire face. That includes a little extra on some of those spots that you can see. I'm going to prime my eyes. This is a new product for me. It's by Essence. It's called I Heart Stage, and it is an eyeshadow primer. So far, I've really been liking it. It's the color of a concealer, which I think really helps to cancel out any of the blue or red veins that naturally show through on very thin eyelid skin. Under eye concealer is next. Today's pick is Maybelline Master Concealer. This is also a newer product to me. I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to use my finger to put that in a triangle shape underneath of both of my eyes. And then with that same damp beauty blender from before, I am going to blend that out. With a little of the remaining concealer on the back of my hand, I'm just going to put that on my forehead and between my eyebrows. I can tend to get a little bit dark in this area. Now I'm going to set my under eye concealer with a mix of my Anastasia contour palette. I am using the banana color and the matte highlighting shade. And I'm going to just add a little bit of that to the forehead where I put that little bit of concealer. With a large fluffy brush and my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, I'm just going to finish setting the rest of my foundation. I'm using a small amount of powder just to dust this over my forehead, chin, and cheeks. Luckily for me, my natural eyebrows are very thick and dark, so I don't have to do much to them on an everyday basis. But I do want to make sure that there is no foundation or powder caked in there. Bit of contouring is next. I am using a small shadow brush. I'm just going to tap into this middle shade in the Anastasia contour kit, and making somewhat of a fishy face, I am going to start at my hairline and I am just going to bring that forward. I'm basically following the invisible line from the top of my ear down to the corner of my lips. I'm not going to bring it all the way down. I stop about halfway, which would be directly under my eyeball. And I really make sure that I get most of the product deposited towards the hairline before I even think about bringing that line down further. This really helps out with the blending process. I want this line to look as natural as possible. I'm going to add a little bit to the temple, just on the sides of the forehead, making sure I stay from the arch of the eyebrow towards the side of the face. I really want to make sure that the center and the middle remains very bright. And again, I'm just kind of patching this in there right now, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to blend this. With a large fluffy brush and some bronzing powder, I'm just going to warm up my cheeks and my temples, and at the same time blend out that contour powder that I added before. For this everyday look, I don't want any harsh or very structured contour, but I do want to add some dimension to my face. So I'm just putting this bronzer underneath of my chin and down my neck, and then I'm just going to make sure that I blend this for a seamless and flawless look. Picking up my Anastasia contour kit again, I am going to use the shimmery highlight shade and a fluffy brush to highlight my brow bone. I tend to work back and forth from one eye to the next just to make sure that I have the product even between both eyes. Using Luminoso Baked Powder Blush from Milani and any blush brush, I am just going to bring a little bit of color to the apples of my cheeks. I start by depositing the color on the apples of the cheeks and then sweeping it back. I picked this blush because it has a nice amount of shimmer to it. With that same highlighting powder from the Anastasia Contour Kit and a fluffy brush, I am going to add some sparkle to the tops of my cheeks. I want to give myself a healthy and happy glow. I'm focusing this right on the high part of my cheekbone and on the apple. Then I'm just going to sweep this on my forehead, my cupid's bow, and a little on my chin. A quick swipe of chapstick before I move on to eyes will help prepare my lips for my bold red lippy. Using my finger and this gorgeous eyeshadow from L'Oreal, Amber Rush number 892 of the 24-hour infallible eyeshadow, I am just going to rub this across the lid. This eyeshadow gives a very wet, shiny appearance, and I really like it when it's blended and sheared out very well. Using a fluffy blending brush, I am just going to blend that into the crease and bring it up onto the brow bone to help merge and blend it with that highlight shade that we laid down previously. With any liquid eyeliner, go ahead and draw a very thin line close to the lashes. This is Prestige Cosmetic Liquid Eyeliner, and I'm using a black-brown for this everyday look. I like to draw a thin line along the lash line, and then I add a wing. A wing is part of my everyday look. Today's wing is just going to be a small and thin wing, but you do you. To finish off the eyes, I am just going to do mascara on both top and bottom. Today's is Ulta's Voluptuous Volume Mascara, and this is in Jet Black. I'm just doing a thin coat on both the upper and the lower lashes. Now that I have the majority of my face makeup done, I'm going to go ahead and put my hair in rollers. I am just going to section it off, and I am rolling it under, and I am rolling it towards my face. I know some people like to roll away from their face. I like to roll towards my face. So I'm just going to do one curler in the back at the crown, two curlers on both sides. Then I'll go ahead and add two more curlers in the back of my hair, and then one curler for my bang pieces. I use 8 large curlers all together. While my hair is setting in the curlers, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my lips. Today I am using CoverGirl's Lip Lava, and this is in the color Mauve Lava. I'm just painting this onto my lips. I'm not overdrawing them or anything. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through and I'm going to sharpen up the line with a lip liner. Today I'll be using NYX Retractable Lip Liner in red. Whenever you're doing a red lip, I find that it's extremely helpful to go back and sharpen up that line with a lip liner and get any wobbles or mistakes corrected that way. It's time to take my rollers out. I just take them out and let my hair unroll, and then with a round brush, I just go through and smooth out the curl. This gives me a very sleek, shiny, natural, bouncy curl. I don't really like to put a lot of product into my hair. This way I can really stretch the time in between washes. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the finished look. Please subscribe and visit my blog, teachinstyle.com.